Hello and welcome to the Brick Freaks. Today we have a set of the company Xinyu, Xinyu, or Happy Build sometimes. YC23029, nearly 3400 pieces. They're rock giant, better known as the Landrover Defender. Okay, long time for this set, cause yes. You've seen the title, Welcome to the Festival of Failures and Missing Parts. So let's start. Instructions. First thing first. 52 centimeters in length, 36 in height antenna, 26 in height railing, axles, 28 mirrors, 18 fenders. Okay, instructions, printing quality and everything good, paper quality very good, nothing to complain about. It's a combined instructions for static that I have or power functions versions that I won't recommend for this set, and yeah, from that part instructions are very good. What is not so good is that a lot of failures in it, so that this set is not a shithole of failures, but a bunch of failures. A good looking bunch of failures. Okay, I come to the failures in a few seconds. And a lot of missing parts. Festival of failures and missing parts. I have a lot of pieces over that I don't need. Big pieces and a lot, 12 or 16 of them. This here. And about 50 that were missing. And my seller and I believe that perhaps he doesn't know because he has no more of the sets. I was the last one, so he can't cross-check with a new box if they are all missing in all the boxes. And he had no complaints till now, so we don't know exactly. Perhaps in all sets we have the missing parts, because it's a bag missing that's for the whole set. The reason is there was a differential missing, and I don't have a differential laying around, because they are my dog, they are normally not plus, no spare parts. And I had all the other things, 12 Technic beams, 13 length in black or something like that, and the gears in another color underneath, so it doesn't matter. But I didn't have the differential. So a Bricklink order and 1 week waiting, and so I'm late 1 week with this set. Okay, not my fault. Not the old man's fault. It's this set here. Okay, the quality of the bricks is good, the clutch power and so on is good, but we have always some scratches and they have all the same, so it must be in the mold. They have all the same breaking point here in between the black ones. No breaking point, but like it looks like it's a little bit brighter on one part, and it's all in all pieces. So I believe it's in the mold. And here the tiles for the front here, some are a little bit more glossy, others are more scratched, others are more matte. So okay, perhaps it's Go bricks, but not so polished. So perhaps it's Go bricks. I don't know. Okay, let's go further. We have a Technic base. So with four-wheel drive and suspension and so on, and then we have a cover out of system and Technic. I love the thoughts behind it. So because with the system bricks you can close all the gaps, and with the Technic you have a solid base, and you can make the roof with not so many pieces, and can make here nice cover with more and smaller pieces. So I think this is a good mixture. Normally, perhaps not in this set, but yeah, okay. So a lot of missing pieces, and like I said, the differential, perhaps the Technic guys have laying around a lot of differentials and the mockers, but I believe 80% of the customers have not. So that's a big flaw. I haven't built Xinyu for 2 years, and this is the first set in 2 years I built again or assembled again, and missing pieces, and then the failures. Okay, let's go to the failures. First, you bring in here this black pushing in, and it doesn't fit. Not with the pins like in the instructions. You have to correct the pins. No big deal. It's done in 2 minutes. But it shows the first time, oh, perhaps they haven't built this set in real. They have only made it yeah. And if you're watching instructions, you don't see such failures, only when you build them. Okay, so perhaps, but on the other way, the second you build, it's correct. Only the first is incorrect, but no big deal. Just change the pins, one hole to the forward, and it sits. Okay. Next thing is steering. Steering goes with axles. From here it's working, hand of God, through the car, up through the roof to here. When you build it like in the instructions, it doesn't fit. First things, in the instructions it's shown that the axles are going in front of a Technic beam. That doesn't work. And it doesn't work with the length of the axle. So I changed the axle. I know perhaps the instructions are wrong, but I changed the axle. And when I have to put on the roof, okay, it was wrong. It doesn't fit. It doesn't match. So I go back again, change the axle again, want to set it behind. That was not possible. So I changed the whole thing and put it directly onto the Technic beam, and then it works. Then you have the right angle and you can connect it. So, but that's yeah. If you build this, you recognize that it's not working. Yeah. So Xinyu, why don't you build your sets? Build them. Then you see the mistakes. It's not a big deal. Like I said, not a really big deal. Some small changes and it works. Next thing, the roof. The front here, we have no A-pillar. Here this is flex axle. And so normally it would bend through. So there are Technic beams going from here slightly up to here. And normally there are 13 length in the instructions. But if you use 13 length, and you only recognize this when you want to connect the roof. Oh, it's wrong. You need 15 length. So you have put again down the roof. After connecting this and solving this problem, you have the next problem. Okay, reconnect the roof. Change this here, connect 15 length lift arms, set the pins not inside, set them outside, then you can connect it. And okay, 3 not really super big flaws, but flaws anyway and shouldn't be in a set. But the best flaw is the one you only recognize in the end, when you attach the tires. It won't drive. Yes, both differentials have the big crown both to the same side. And we all know one crown must be here, the other must be on my side. They have to flipped if you want to four-wheel drive, and yeah, so that's not working. So another, that's a big flaw. You recognize it in the end. Normally I check this, because it's not the first time this happened to me, and I check with the second differential, but with all the missing pieces and the waiting time, I forgot about it to check it. And yeah, one time you forget and you get a kick in the ass. It's not a real big deal. If you don't have this here with power functions, just disconnect front axle and back axle so you don't have to build the whole thing again, because the differentials are pretty early in the build. So just disconnect it and then it will drive at least. So next thing is, if you have this power function, so you want to play it, so that's the reason I say this is a display set. It doesn't drive. And the next thing is, some pieces, especially these here, if you drive with some power against a fridge or something else, if your child is playing with it, this will detach. And to attach them correctly again, you have to remove this here, because they are sitting on a piece that's on a pin. And if you want to connect it, the pin turns away, or it's turning away on the pin, and you have to put an axle or something behind it. And you can do this only if you disconnect here the whole hood, here these parts, the covers here, to attach this correctly again. If not, it will sit loose between the fender and the rest. But a lot of such small things and a big thing. So I make it short. This is a not bad looking, I think it's okay. It's okay, good looking version of a Defender out of both Technic and system. It's a 12-hour build, 8 building steps. The assembly is okay. It's not wow, it's not unique techniques or something like that. It's okay, it's a straightforward build, and without the missing pieces, it's okay, absolutely. You can change the flaws, and now you can buy it because you know it, and you don't have to be angry like I am in the end. But if you don't know that, this is not a good set. And the cool thing is, in building step 7, there are some pieces missing that are in 8. And in 8 are these pieces that I don't need in 8, and I need them in 6. And in 6 they were enough. So I'm happy, because I put 60 missing pieces into this nice looking bitch. And yeah, and this here is over. And some Technic beams in tear that I don't need. So it's strangely packed, or very poorly packed, not well designed with all the failures, and a really mess with the missing parts. So Xinyu, I don't know. Okay, at least it's good looking. And if you change the differential, it does its thing, its drive, and you can use it with steering, you can open the doors. But no functions, no connected motor, no motor anyway, nothing to adjust. Nothing. This here, the rails are a mess too. They are not, I changed this here because it's not well connecting. It's to one side, and another mess. You really have to use your mind. That's perhaps the good thing. I had to use some thoughts to get this done. Always look on the bright side of life, okay? Thank you for watching. I'm Frank. Have a good time. Bye-bye.